Pat, for years, many Americans have felt their values and beliefs have been under attack. Nativity scenes have been removed, the Pledge of Allegiance has been challenged, and lawsuits have been filed to remove the Ten Commandments from public property. Many Americans believe the secularists have gone too far. Senior reporter Galen Tethrow shows us how one community is fighting back.
After years of seeing nativity scenes jerked from public areas, prayer and Bible reading shoved aside in their schools, and the threatened removal of the words "under God" from their pledge, to many Americans, seeing the Ten Commandments hauled away from Alabama's highest court last fall was the last straw. It confirmed their worst fears that a secularist minority was waging war on America's religious heritage with sweeping success.
The Alabama Ten Commandments case hit my audience very powerfully because it really did tell us how deeply entrenched this animosity toward public expression of religion really is.
Christian radio talk show host Janet Parshall says the outrage has been building for a long time.
We have seen the attempted sanitizing of the cultural horizon of our religious heritage over and over and over again. And what's happening is people are saying, enough, here is the line in the sand.
And that's exactly what citizens of Greenville, Tennessee decided to do. Draw a line in the sand against what they view as an attempt to bar the acknowledgement of God from public life, and along with it, their liberty.
We look at it very simple. No creator, no rights. You know, it's where our rights come from. And we're serious about taking a stand in this community.
Fearing their heritage could be squashed in a secular juggernaut, the County Commission took action and a proclamation was born. In September, commissioners unanimously passed a resolution called "A Proclamation Supporting the Recognition of God as the Foundation of Our National Heritage." Among other things, the resolution asserts that America's government was founded upon a trust in God, that nearly all of the founding fathers had a strong faith in God, and that God is central to America's heritage.
We're not saying you have to believe a certain way, or you have to attend church, or you have to go to church, or you have to be a certain religion. We're not saying that at all. But we're also saying don't change history. Don't change our national heritage.
Unlike Judge Moore's case, here at the Greene County, Tennessee courthouse, the Ten Commandments remain posted. With the Ten Commandments and other public expressions of God under fire, citizens here are serving as just one example of a community taking a stand for their right to acknowledge God. But they're no longer alone. Right now, more than a third of Tennessee's counties have passed similar resolutions, and local officials from North Carolina to Texas are also considering their own proclamations that acknowledge God. Meanwhile, support is growing in Tennessee for a statewide resolution. Representative Eddie Yoakley says he'll present it this month to the state legislature in Nashville.
This is my 12th year in public office, and I've never seen anything quite spread this fast, and with the power behind it.
Folks in Greenville think a sleeping tiger may have been awakened. For them, much more is at stake than just getting more towns to pass proclamations.
They're taking the monuments down all across the country, and if we don't stand up and protest, we're going to lose our heritage for our children, we'll lose our past, and we'll lose a great deal of our ability to bring the gospel of Christ in the future to those who are coming along behind us.
But can one small community make a difference?
You know, there's a wonderful old saying that says, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. I love what these folks did in this little community in Tennessee. We're going to win this battle one step at a time. A little resolution here, a little resolution there, some court battles here, some court battles there. They might not be able to impact the nation's capital yet, but if we see an ebb tide, a flowing of all of these little communities in America and big communities who are going to stop and say, we will acknowledge God, then this is the beginning.
Galen Tethrow, CBN News, Greenville, Tennessee.
Pat, this community is linking the Ten Commandments and other references to God to our national heritage. Do you think that's the most effective way of going about keeping God in the public square?
Lee, there's no question that without our moral fabric, without the foundation of the Bible, you know, George Washington said it, and I quote it in my book, reason and experience forbid us to expect public morality in the absence of religious principle. If we take religious principle out of our public square, then we will lose our public morality, which is exactly what's been happening in our country. And people are beginning to stand up and say, we've had it and we're not going to take it any longer. And Christian America, if I can use that term, is beginning to rise up and say, you are not going to strip us of our heritage. We're not going to allow 5 unelected judges to act as tyrants. We're not going to allow the New York Times or the Washington Post or the left-wing media to decide what we believe. And the time has come for a showdown, and this is happening. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this book is very timely now. It's the 10 offenses. Because I began to think, why people are opposed to the 10 Commandments? What do they have against them? Well, this tells you why. And I've got one chapter in here that you can see. It's called The Supreme Court versus the 10 Commandments. And it'll tell you exactly what they say, what the judges have said, what cases are significant in this regard. And I think you'll find it extremely helpful. I've gone from the very founding of this nation, and I have in the appendix excerpts from the constitutions of all 50 states. And that's available to you when you join the 700 Club. It's something that you must have. It's something that I think that will be a blessing to you. And then, of course, I go into all the 10 Commandments. What do they mean? Why were they a blessing? What is the consequence of breaking them? And this is a little book, but I think it'll be powerful.
It is a powerful